Welcome back to Football News and Tips, the home of real football talk, no bias, no sugarcoating, just proper analysis and predictions. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because this season, we're bringing you tactical breakdowns, player insights, and predictions that actually make sense. Last weekend, we nailed some big calls, and this weekend looks even better. Remember, you don't always have to play the exact scoreline, sometimes the safer bet is wins or draws or even goals as well as the double chances, so my predictions is to stand as a guide to help you and provide you with helpful insights. But if you love the thrill, I've got the correct scores ready for you. So buckle up as we travel across England, from East London to the North East, bringing you every game, every stat, and every prediction. West Ham vs Chelsea. We start Friday night under the lights in East London. West Ham come into this one after that humbling defeat to Sunderland, just like I said last week that West Ham can't beat Sunderland, and we saw the result. They look like a team still searching for identity, their midfield looks shaky, and defensively they're not commanding enough. Chelsea, on the other hand, are a mixed bag. Injuries have hit them hard at the back, but in attack they still look lively. Fun fact, Chelsea have lost just once in their last 16 Premier League meetings with West Ham. That dominance matters. Here is my prediction: West Ham 1, Chelsea 2. From East London, we head north to Manchester, to the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City vs Tottenham. This is the blockbuster of the weekend. City vs Spurs rarely disappoints. Both teams started strong last week, but here's the twist: Spurs have been City's bogey team. They've actually beaten Pep Guardiola's men more times than any other Premier League club since 2016. The last time Tottenham visited the Etihad, they shocked City, remember that? But this time, I see revenge. City rarely lose two in a row at home to the same opponent. However, keeping Spurs out? Forget it. They'll score, expect end-to-end action. Here is my prediction: Manchester City 3, Tottenham 2. From Manchester, we travel to the south coast, to the Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth vs Wolves. Bournemouth showed real courage at Anfield. They might have lost, but they gave Liverpool a scare. Wolves, though, things are bad. For straight defeats in all competitions, and they look toothless up front. Bournemouth have also won 3 of their last 4 Premier League meetings with Wolves at home. That tells me this is their moment to get their first win of the season. Here is my prediction: Bournemouth 2, Wolves 1. Now from the seaside, we move back to London, to the Ketch Community Stadium. Brentford vs Aston Villa. Brentford are a tricky side at home, the bees always sting. But this season feels different. They sold key players, and last week's 3-1 defeat to Forest exposed them badly. Aston Villa meanwhile look solid. Under Unai Emery, they've won 6 of their last 8 away games. That's a huge stat. History also leans Villa's way. They've been unbeaten in their last 3 against Brentford. Here is my prediction: Brentford 0, Aston Villa 2. From London, let's travel up north to Turf Moor. Burnley vs Sunderland. This is one of those games that tells us a lot about both sides. Burnley need to prove they belong in the Premier League. Their style is brave, but sometimes bravery leaves you exposed. Sunderland, on the other hand, shocked everyone with that 3-0 hammering of West Ham last week. But was that just a one-off, or can they back it up against tougher opposition? I think both sides will cancel each other out here. Here is my prediction: Burnley 1, Sunderland 1. From Lancashire, we head to North London, to the Emirates. Arsenal vs Leeds United. Arsenal might have beaten Manchester United last week, but let's be honest, the performance didn't convince anyone. They looked shaky, lacked creativity, and fans want more. Against Leeds, though, this is the perfect chance to make a statement. Arsenal have scored at least 3 goals in their last 5 home games against Leeds. That's dominance. And I think Arteta's men will unleash here. Here is my prediction: Arsenal 4, Leeds 0. From North London, we move to South London, Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace vs Nottingham Forest. Palace without ease are like a car without fuel, they just don't move forward. Nottingham Forest, however, are growing in confidence. That 3-1 win over Brentford gave them serious momentum. Their last 5 head-to-heads? All draws. But I think Forest break the pattern this time. Here is my prediction: Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 2. From London, we head northwest to Goodison Park. Everton vs Brighton. Everton at home are a different beast. Yes, they lost their opener, but trust me, this team doesn't go down easy at Goodison. Brighton, we know, are one of the most exciting attacking sides in England, but defensively, they're leaky. The last 2 meetings at Goodison? Both ended in draws. And I think it happens again. Here is my prediction: Everton 2, Brighton 2. From Merseyside, we travel back to London, Craven Cottage. Fulham vs Manchester United. All eyes on United. Can they keep up the momentum? Or was last week's win just a flash? Personally, I see something different in this United side: the fight, the spirit, the energy. Away games against so-called smaller sides were their weakness last season, but this time, I think they'll deliver. Fun stat: United have won 14 of their last 16 meetings with Fulham. Here is my prediction: Fulham 1, Manchester United 3. And finally, from London we head to the northeast, St James's Park. Newcastle vs Liverpool. What a way to close the weekend. 2 clubs in the middle of transfer drama, 2 sides that always bring the fire. St James's Park is one of the hardest places to win in English football, and history shows Liverpool often struggle here. Both sides will score, but I don't think Liverpool leave with 3 points. Here is my prediction: Newcastle 2, Liverpool 2. And that's it, the full Premier League Week 2 predictions. From East London to the North-East, every game covered, every angle analysed. Remember, you don't always have to chase the exact scoreline. Sometimes it's about the wins, the draws, the goals. But if you love the risk, these are the numbers I'm going with. Drop your predictions in the comments. I want to see who gets the most right this weekend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who thinks they know football. This has been Football News and Tips, and I'll see you after the games.